Link, you are the one the ancient prophecies speak of. Dude, are you talking to me? I think you got me mistaken for someone else. My name's not Link, it's actually... Silence! Okay. Someone's a little grouchy. The world is in great peril, Link. The evil Ganon has taken Princess Peach to the castle. You must save her. But only with the Master Saber can you save her. It rhymes. Is this the Master Saber? Is this thing real? So they can go for big bucks on Craigslist. Yes, surely you can. Wait, no, I take that back. Or I can mow down some mobs, baby. Come on, bring it up. Get this. But wait, before you do that, Link. You must first go over some facts and trivia about the Legend of Zelda series. Plus, these brownies are a little dry. Make me up another batch, preferably a dozen. I think I'll take a whole rain check on that fighting evil thing. You can have this back. What is happening, gamers? This is Bradley here. Welcome to another episode of Craziest Nintendo Stuff this week, where we go over facts and trivia about Nintendo games, Nintendo history, or just some Nintendo stuff that you might not know about. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Legend of Zelda series and going over some facts and trivia. So let's head on in. Zelda fans know that the last part of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time takes place within Ganon's monster's castle. But did you know that Shigeru Miyamoto actually thought of having the whole game take place solely within it? The story of Ocarina of Time was going to depend on the capacity of the Nintendo 64, and Miyamoto thought that maybe just having Ganon's castle would be enough. The castle would kind of act like Princess Peach's castle in Super Mario 64, where there are different areas in each room. So for example, there could be an ocean in one room and a desert in another. Of course, this idea was eventually scrapped and we got the world of Hyrule that we know of to explore. Did you know that there was an idea that popped up during the development period of Ocarina of Time to have Lon Lon Ranch burned down? Of course, Miyamoto with his crazy ideas thought of having a scene in the game where Ingo goes into a frenzy and burns down Lon Lon Ranch, and Epona jumps in a backdrop of flames. Now Miyamoto eventually scrapped the idea once someone brought up that Link eventually comes back to the ranch at a later time in the game, so having Link come back to a torched ranch didn't seem like a good idea anymore. Did you know that the giant landmass of Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time, where you get to ride around on your little horse all willy-nilly, almost didn't make it into the game? Miyamoto actually took this giant landform out of the game because it bogged down the processing of the Nintendo 64 system. Eventually, Miyamoto actually jump-started the effort to bring the grassy land back to life, as we now know it in Ocarina of Time, and how pleased fans must be that he did so. Now, did you know that Nintendo released a dedicated Zelda system? Okay, sure, it wasn't a huge console like the NES or Wii, but it was a Game & Watch system that played one preloaded game on it that was, well, Zelda. Now, the storyline of this Zelda game was based off the original The Legend of Zelda for the NES, where Link goes through 8 different dungeons to find the 8 shards of the Triforce of Wisdom. Now, the game was actually played from a side perspective instead of from the top-down perspective of the first Zelda game. And your top screen acted as your inventory screen, where you can see your items list and your dungeon map, among other things. Plus, the top screen was also where the boss battles with the dragons took place, whereas the bottom screen was where the normal battles took place. Now, there was even a second quest added into this game like the original NES Zelda, and this time the enemies would move quicker. Now, did you know that there was a real 16-bit remake for the first The Legend of Zelda game? Now, the game was actually playable in Japan on the Super Nintendo while hooked up to the Satellaview. Now, this was an add-on for the system that would hook up to a satellite TV, where games would be broadcasted at certain times for people to play. Now, this remake of Legend of Zelda on the NES with 16-bit graphics and audio was actually one of those games that were broadcasted along with 2 other Zelda games. Now, since the games were broadcasted, you had to finish the game in one sitting, since the game would poof off into infinity when they stopped broadcasting it. So it really isn't suited for a Zelda game where you need a lot of time. Now, unlike the Nintendo Entertainment System in the United States, the Japanese version of the system, known as the Family Computer, included a microphone. Now, this microphone was used in the first The Legend of Zelda game to defeat the rabbit or mouse-looking heads known as Pols Voices. Now, to actually defeat them in the Japanese version, one would have to yell into the microphone, but since the US version of the NES didn't come with a microphone, the feature wasn't added into the US version of the game. But the English manual for the game does mention that Pols Voices hate loud sounds. So that will bring us to the end of yet another episode of Craziest Nintendo Stuff this week. If you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe for more videos like this in the future, along with my reviews and my news segments. You can also go to thegamingpixelshow.com to get some news for the 3DS and the Wii U. But I'll talk to you later in the next video, guys. Bye!